Beethoven's Ninth Symphony has taken on a significance that is perhaps even greater than the work itself. It is a towering figure in the world of the symphony. It's also a utopian vision, and I think that is what attracts people most to this piece. Beethoven at this point was completely deaf and had vanished from public life. Though he was a prickly character and by all accounts a difficult person with whom to be friends, he had a very close group of friends and they remained very loyal to him. Beethoven received a commission from the Royal Philharmonic Society in London for a new symphony. When word got around Vienna that Beethoven was considering writing a new symphony for the people of another city, a group of Beethoven's supporters, not even his friends, wrote an open letter which was published in the newspaper, which basically implored Beethoven that if he was planning to write another symphony, that he write it for the people of the city who so loved him and were his countrymen. There is something elemental about the piece. First of all, we start from nothing. The idea of bringing order out of chaos at the beginning of a symphony was something that Beethoven invented and which numerous composers would copy after him. And out of this strange world comes a theme, more forceful than anything Beethoven had ever written before. With the sound of a complete orchestra behind him. But what we all think of when we think of Beethoven's Ninth is the final movement. This is the first time that voices were included in a symphonic structure. Although Beethoven was the conductor for this premiere concert at the Tor Theater in Vienna, the chorus and orchestra were instructed not to follow Beethoven. There were two plants within the orchestra who were the actual conductors of the piece. And in fact, when the piece ended, Beethoven, who had his back to the audience, had no idea of the reception the work was getting until one of the soloists persuaded him to turn around, at which he saw the ovations by the public. Why did Beethoven decide to use voices in this piece? Many people have hypothesized that at a time when he himself could not hear and as a result had difficulty speaking, this was his way of transmitting in the most eloquent way he could think of a message that was very dear to his heart. And the message of this last movement is that we are all brothers, or we will be all brothers. So this is something that we should all aspire to. Beethoven takes a good portion of Schiller's On die Freude and edits it for his own purposes. He essentially creates the text from Schiller's text. Do you bow down before him, you millions? Do you sense your creator, O world? Seek him above the canopy of stars, that is surely where he must dwell. And although Beethoven is referring to a creator, he's not referring to a God that is tied to any one religion. He's referring to a higher spirit, and that is the emotional center of this movement.